Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Max.
How's it going?
Mm, for some reason, I can't hear you.
Oh,
Now
uh,
it was my fault. Sorry.
now it works. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. I had to change my speakers. So
got it. How's it going?
going good. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm alive.
That's the goal of of your day to be stay alive.
Yeah, it's kind of like the driving force there. Yeah, not be dead. Yeah.
Good force to have. I see somebody new on the call. Hey,
Hello.
Kushal.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you. I'm good. What about you, sir?
I'm all right. All right. So yeah, we're kind of waiting for others to join, but
Uh,
go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Rita and Shortez will be joining. Rita has conflict and Shortez is out. So
Got it.
yeah.
So yeah, was there any particular thing you were interested in joining this call, Kushal?
No, sir. Actually, I am new in this community, so I am exploring the community.
Sorry, you're discovering what now?
Sir, I am new in this community, so I have an interest in this community. I joined previous meeting. One meeting is for agenda of select is about to select LFX new. Uh, I don't remember that things, but I joined
Gotcha.
past meeting.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
Uh,
sounds like you want to get familiar with Gatekeeper and potentially contribute to it.
No, no, sir. Actually, I'm new, so I don't know about gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, sorry if my memory is bad there. And also, it sounds like this might be a quieter meeting. It looks like you're also like
Yeah.
traveling or something, Jay.
Oh, I'm in the office right now. I'm just being extra precautious because I can't get sick any at the moment. I can't risk of getting sick. So
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, your background just kind of looks like a hotel or
Airport.
something to
Oh
me.
no. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually sitting at a visitor center. So yeah, the whole like few more folks from the team are here in the uh, in this week today, so I decided to come to office, but I'm just being
Ah,
precautious.
right on. Ah,
Yeah.
just thinking of that Star Trek episode. There are four lights, or whatever it was.
Oh, I haven't watched Star Trek that much, so
Yeah, I might be a I'm not like a huge like Trekkie nerd or whatever, but that's a pretty famous one, I think.
yeah.
The next generation it's from. Uh, cool. Is there anything we wanted to talk about though?
Um, I honestly didn't have much time to think about uh, the passing additional context in mutation external data request after our last discussions around it. So yeah, nothing from me. That was the only topic I was hoping to get some thoughts on, but unfortunately, I haven't had time to dig into that front yet. So maybe in the next coming meeting, hopefully.
Yeah, but sticking with the VAP topic, because hopefully we could drive that mostly through sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I'm kind of aware of two threads, right? You have, I think, at least one outstanding constraint template where I'm curious if you had any like comments around I think it's seccomp.
Oh yeah. I saw your comments and I'm good with it. I've like I said, there are lots of meetings going on this week, so I just haven't had time to
Oh
get to it
yeah.
yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just if you had thoughts,
Oh
then
yeah.
yeah.
I looked at it and I think your point is fair, and I'll change the rego accordingly as well. So I was just wondering, should I push in a V2 version for the rego, or uh, should be fine?
I think it's a good question. We can, maybe should add a parameter that says like ignore annotations. Like it has to default to false or to including the annotations just for like backwards compatibility, I would argue. But because annotations are not expected to be relevant at all going forward for seccomp, V2 makes sense to me, so we could drop that field altogether, drop the code complexity. I also like if you don't want to add that parameter and just like straight up make a V2, that makes sense to me as well. I would kind of prefer to have an option to go to cell with V1 just so it's there. But if it's a lot of extra work, maybe.
So so that's what I was thinking also. Like, so should we implement cell for V1 and then go to V2 and then implement cell for V2 as well, just to keep one-on-one map consistency?
I'd say let's do it that way. Like we've already done most of the hard work.
Yeah, exactly. I guess
Yeah.
it wouldn't be much of a difference to write cell for the V2 version, anyways.
Yeah, the V2 is literally just delete some stuff
Yeah,
from the
yeah, exactly, exactly.
V1. Okay, cool. The other thread was, and we've kind of dropped this for the past month or so, but the putting generation in the source of the constraint template versus having it as a label.
Yeah.
The generation toggle. I mean, is that blocked on me or is that pending further changes?
I implemented the recent changes, but I don't think I got any reviews from after my recent changes of. So the last comment that you had was moving the generate VAP under the engine rather than under the Rego structure, and I sorry, uh, I'm forgetting the word, but I initially had it under target, and you suggested moving it under engine, and that's I implemented that code, but I don't think I have gotten any reviews from you or anybody else there. Let me just make
Apologies.
sure.
Okay, yeah, because if that's true, it's blocked on me.
Yeah. But anyways,
I,
we were focusing on library migration, so I kind of had that back of my mind that once we are done with migration, I'll just ping for reviews on that one, because I know we are pretty busy doing the migration itself.
yeah, it sounds like or it looks like that's nearly done though. Uh,
Oh yeah, Yeah.
I'd like to congratulate you on having probably the world's first 200-line VAP script.
Yeah. uh, yeah. I'm dropping the frameworks PR's link in the chat if you have time to look at it.
I can, yeah, I don't have access to the chat, but I can look at it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Probably I'll take a look today.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah, and based on your review, I'm yet to update the counterpart gatekeeper PR for this change. So if everything looks good on this PR, I'm gonna update that PR as well. That's also there.
That makes sense. And eventually we were just going to move the source code into Gatekeeper so we can avoid having this
Yeah.
like double PR dance. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else we want to talk about, or is it a short meeting? Sorry, Kushal, if it's a short meeting.
It's okay, sir. It's okay. Sir, sorry to interrupt you. Can you tell me about what is gatekeeper?
Yeah. So do you know what a Kubernetes admission controller is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Gatekeeper is an admission webhook, both a validating and a mutating admission webhook that is configurable via on-cluster resources. So basically, and I'll stick with validation for now, but let's say you want to make sure that all resources in your cluster have an owner label applied to them. You can write what's called a constraint template, or use a constraint template from our library that knows how to look at the labels on a resource, right? And the source code for that constraint template will be in either a language called Rego or a language that Kubernetes is using for on API server validation called validating admission policy cell. And then if you implement a constraint as well, that describes what labels you're looking at and maybe what values you expect them to have, those two objects together configure the webhook to enforce policy. Now, as part of this, Gatekeeper also gives you audit, right? So it runs a periodic scan of the resources on your cluster and make sure they comply with the policies that you've specified. One of the unique capabilities that Gatekeeper has, at least relatively unique, is the ability to write what we call referential constraints, which is so normally when you have an admission webhook, all that the webhook sees is the object that Kubernetes is putting to it, right? Like if you have an ingress resource, you're only going to see that ingress resource. But let's say you want to make sure that the host name is unique across all host names mentioned by every ingress resource on your cluster. Obviously, you need more information in order to figure that out.
Okay.
So yeah, you can configure Gatekeeper to watch, say, ingress resources so that you can reference them from Gatekeeper's cache and check to be sure that they're unique. The last, and sorry if this is like a lot of information, but I'm trying to give like both the detailed kind of like how Gatekeeper is configured, but also the greater ecosystem picture. Have you heard of validating admission policy?
No, sir, I don't heard that.
Okay, so for Kubernetes, up until the like 1 or 2 Kubernetes releases ago, the only way to have custom admission policy was by authoring a validating admission webhook. Recently, Kubernetes introduced this new thing called validating admission policy that uses a language called Cell under the hood, and you can write validating admission policies that will be evaluated by the API server itself, right? So rather than calling out to a webhook, the API server has compiled the cell code for you and will enforce its policies for you, which has advantages in terms of availability, right? Like whenever you require 2 servers to be alive for a request to succeed, you reduce the likelihood that the request will succeed, right? So you're removing a admission server from the critical path. And also might be a bit more performant, right? Because there's no network hops. But that does come at the cost of now it's something that's, they call it in tree, right? So Kubernetes maintains it, which means you're kind of stuck with the things that Kubernetes is comfortable integrating, which, for very good reasons, Kubernetes is a bit conservative about what capabilities it exposes, because there's a lot of different Kubernetes providers and a lot of different Kubernetes users, a lot of different like competing interests and concerns about like scalability, let's say, or code safety. And so Kubernetes, you might find certain features, you need certain features that they wouldn't be willing to implement. For instance, general relative or referential constraints is not something that VAP currently supports. And so our current press, though, is to update Gatekeeper to play nicely with validating admission policy, so that, for instance, validating admission policy provides like webhook type behavior, but it does not provide audit type behavior, right? So Gatekeeper is looking to be able to fill that gap while still letting users use VAP for actual admission time enforcement where it makes sense.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a big monologue, but did that all make sense, or?
Yes, this helped me a lot, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, do you have any questions, or?
No, sir. It's enough for me.
Okay, yeah. Feel free to come back any week. We're usually around. Right? Our schedule is listed on the contributors thing. You found it, so hopefully you know where to. You found us here, so hopefully you know where that is.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you are going through documentation and feels like there is a need for improvement, please let us know as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Max, I did have one question for you. Would you prefer that I push the V2 policy in the same PR or a new PR?
I don't think I care
for-
either way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Cool. Have a rest of your day. Good day. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Short meeting today.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens.
Good news. Nobody will kick you out today.
That's right.
Cool.
All right.
Have a
You
good
have
one.
a good rest of your day. Yeah.